Moving on to number 8, Text Favorite Manager. A sheet just isn't complete until text has been added. A lot of project time is spent setting, labeling, and detailing a sheet to only place labels and text over and over again as the geometry is refined. This tool lets you reach into properties like element, model, or file properties, also sheet and index folder properties, and then place that data as property-driven annotative text into a drawing. That text is a field. Properties change as the field updates. Text Favorite Manager is used to create and manage those text favorites, enabling easily reusable property-driven annotations. Keep in mind, this is in base MicroStation. The same tool is actually the platform or mechanism that's used to create text in other applications. If this same Text Favorite Manager is run while using ORD, for example, the types of possible data are expanded. If this element has civil, building, or plant-specific data, those fields could be placed as well. Labels can be placed using fields based on, say, ORD data, and MicroStation can view those labels without any issue. If you're an AutoCAD user, you might say, yeah, but fields are pretty much the same. But can you create custom properties, like workset or ProjectWise properties? How about creating text favorites right directly in graphics just by right-clicking on it, and then easily place those text favorites directly into the file? Let's take a look at Text Favorite Manager and annotative text inside the MicroStation Connect edition. From here, I'll create a custom workset property, such as one showing its location. Let's say my project is located in Singapore. Let's create a text property for the location and equal that to Singapore. I'll then use that text favorite and place the address in the lower right corner of the sheet. If we take a look at the text favorite, we'll see that it's made up from a field. That field then pulls the text property for location, equaling it to Singapore. Let's show something that others cannot do well. We'll create a text favorite. If this is placed into the correct DGN library, everyone in our team working on that work set has access to it. Here we have to label the first floor and the ground floor. Let's label the first floor with an existing text favorite. But keep in mind, I also need to label the ground floor, but its text needs to be masked or blocked. After placing the first floor, I'll select it and change it to ground. Then, using a text style that masks the background, I'll save it as a text favorite. But what about a note or a label, rather than just plain text? I'll label the elevator. I'll annotate using the text favorite elevator, which can be used anywhere text is used. Now, how about labeling properties, non-graphic item type labels? I'll pick Label and select a column type. This reports back element properties. If you have another product running like Open Roads or Open Building, it can also pick up those properties. I'll pick this column here. Note that it lists the type of column, and then it automatically changes depending on, in this case, the column type. What if I needed something a lot more complex, rather than just a few item types? I'll pick one of the columns and display its properties. There are a lot of them. It would take a bit to compose a label like this, and even more time to have to do this over and over again. This is where text favorites come in. Note that I haven't had to change the text style or anything about it. Some are bold, others are not, others with masking turned on. All part of the text favorite. Try that with another product. Since we're talking about it, these elements can have properties called item types. I'll select one of the tracks and show its properties. These tracks, as you can see by the name, know that they are tracks. They're not just dumb graphics. And there are many other item types attached to the rail. The byproduct of this item data is that we can report on these, as well as place a linked table of this item data into the file. The tracks have the information tied to them, and I want a report added to my sheet. It also needs to be formatted using my standards, and it needs to be placed correctly using the correct table seed. Well, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Try this with data extraction in AutoCAD. You can't just run this on a work set or a project using a variable or even search my entire organization for how many of these particular footings I have in my organization or rails or using all projects. Again, try running these type of reports within AutoCAD.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.